What's the deal, y'all? Rich Robert tapping in 10 and Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cook, cracking the same here at 10 and Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge. You're not finna get nobody's college, big dog. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit the good subscribe button so I can give you something. You feel me? You feel me? Notification bell, hit all, say tapped in for the latest and the greatest. What we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit the good subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that news you can use. It's that knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Hit the like, comment, subscribe button. Like, comment, subscribe button. Like, comment, and make sure you subscribe button. You feel me? You feel me? Notification bell here. All say tapped in for the latest and the greatest. Everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We need y'all to support the deport, man. Support the deport. Support the deport. Supportington of the deportington is most importington. You feel me? You feel me, man? Support the deport. Inside the description is a link. What is the link for? To get pathetic fatso moved out of these great United States, man. Hit the link. Hit the link. Hit the link to support the deport, man. Tap in with that. If you ain't tapped in with that, we finna slide over here to Wack 100 is setting up an indictment in a Rico for the sex, money, murder bloods in New York. He's getting into it with this guy Hocus, and he's making it clear that he wants Hocus to be a victim of a Rico, and he's doing everything in his power to make sure Hocus gets that case. We're gonna jump into this content without no further do's or don'ts, man. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Scared? I wonder whether or not he knew what was about to happen to him.
And federal criminal charges against 30 members and associates of the violent sex, money, murder enterprise. Sex, money, murder is a street gang. It's an affiliate or set of the National Bloods gang.
This week, we're hosting a free trading and investing workshop right here in Fort Lauderdale. Inside this workshop, you'll learn you don't need to be a Wall Street pro to trade like one. Instead of getting a finance degree, what if you could figure out when and where Wall Street institutions were buying and selling in our free...
Well, fam, today, I want us to go to Georgia. We're saying that's the state, that's the capital when it comes to these Ricos. Within the last 24 hours of me making this video, 30 gang members and associates has been indicted on racketeering, murder, drug trafficking, fraud, and firearm charges. An 8-count indictment was unsealed in the Southern District of Georgia. According to court documents and statements in court, SMM, the gang who we'll later speak on, and members and associates were engaged in extreme violence to retaliate against fellow members for perceived violations and gang rules. For example, an SMM member killed one of their
SMM sex, money, murder.
own members who wanted to leave the gang, getting off the school bus, and attempt to kill another by repeatedly stabbing them for allegedly homosexual activities while in jail. Today we go over this 60-plus page indictment. The SMM members who allegedly profited from trafficking large amounts of deadly drugs, including methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, throughout the Savannah metropolitan area. They allegedly also
Savannah's where Quando Rondo was from.
made money participating in sophisticated fraud schemes targeting federal COVID-19 relief and unemployment benefit programs that resulted in intended losses of over $850,000. As alleged, sex, money, murder gang is a subset nationally known Bloods gang, brutally enforced and perpetrated rules, killing a 19-year-old member and engaged in rampant drug trafficking and federal program fraud to enrich themselves. Today we take a look how this gang started and where they stand today with this 9-count indictment. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. In the early 1970s, a group of street gangs united and formed a larger gang called the Blood. The gang originated in Los Angeles, California, but spread it. In the 1990s, the United Bloods Nations, also known as UBN, formed as the East Coast offshoot of the California-based Bloods. The Bloods now exist throughout the United States. The Bloods are broken into individual units known as sets. Sex, Money, Murder is the independent set of the Bloods, also known as SMM. They were established in and around 1989, primarily by Peter Rolak, aka Pistol Pete. SMM began as a local street gang in the Southview section of the Bronx. In the mid-1990s, SMM aligned with UBN at prison. When SMM was predominantly active in Soundview, Sean Carr, aka Nut, aka Nutcase, as well as defendant Robinson Lazaya, aka Mac 11, rose to prominence in the game by the 2000s. SMM had withdrawn from UBN and established itself as an independent set of the Bloods. Since its inception, SMM has spread from the Bronx in New York to areas across the East Coast, including Georgia, where it operates inside and outside of prisons and jails. Now, a high-ranking SMM member who was a part of this indictment had went to Instagram and said the following.
So yesterday, I was picked up by the feds, and I was charged in the sex money murder Rico indictment. A conspiracy indictment. No, this is real shit. I'm not even joking. Yesterday, I was picked up by the feds and charged in a sex money murder Rico indictment. I'm laying down in a house. I see sirens outside. And I hear, Hassan Harris, freeze! FBI! Like, I think I'm being pranked. Like, hold on, what? FBI? So they take me into custody. They didn't want to tell me my charges. I get there, and my lawyer shows me that I am charged in a Rico conspiracy based in Savannah, Georgia. The Southern District of Savannah, Georgia. Now listen. You see these black spaces? These are my co-defendants. These are my co-defendants. And that's just me. These are my co-defendants. They redacted the whole indictment. They redacted everything. Black, redact, black, redact. They redacted everything. Look at the indictment. I'm charged in a Rico conspiracy. Yo, listen, man. I'm gonna say this much, right? They got Rico conspiracy here, murder in the aid of racketeering, causing death through the use of a firearm, conspiracy to commit murder in the aid of racketeering, wire fraud conspiracy, and drug conspiracy. Now, out of all of this, right, as you can see in the indictment, they got wire fraud conspiracy, and that's what they charged me with, right? So they're saying that I committed wire fraud during the pandemic by getting unemployment and PPP loans. And I'm gonna say this: I maintain my innocence. Everything I do is by the book. I'm not in no conspiracy. I didn't conspire to do anything with anybody. I'm going to fight. Y'all missed to go to trial. Y'all know that. I'm going to trial. I'm going to fight. I do gang prevention, and I do, get anti-gang violence, and that's my movement. And y'all know that. Y'all see it every day. It's like this is an ill attempt to embarrass me or something, or to make me look like a hypocrite. All he's doing anti-gang violence, but throw me in a conspiracy with people that I don't even know.
So with that being said, man, that's the dude, Hocus. And that's the guy who, if you go check out my last video, Wack is snitching on him. Wack is snitching on the dude Hocus, and it seems like he's doing a lot to get these sex money guys taken down into a Rico. If you go back and you watch my, what's up, C-Mac? If you go back and you watch the last video that I put up, you hear Wack, everything from telling him about his time, telling him how he got snitched on, why Wack snitched on him, Wack get a who, what, when, where, how, the whole breakdown of the situation. And it's crazy because it's like from coast to coast, bro. This dude is just going, knocking down problems, knocking down people. And the dude Hocus even said it. He was like, man, bro, why everybody who you get into it with go to the feds? Why everybody who you get into it with catch a case? Why everybody who you get into it with end up with a problem with the law? It never goes the right way for them dudes, but it always ends up somehow, some way, they getting locked up and you being on the streets, and they call him out for it. Wack was very, well, I don't know, man. It's just, sometimes it just be like that. All that whoopty band when he be on his jazz, but this is a Skull-Doug Larson situation for sure.
From Savannah, I never been to Savannah, Georgia in my life. I never been to Savannah, Georgia.
You know what's crazy? Wack even said it. He goes, man, on your case, it's going to be a bunch of people on there you don't even know. And he got to do with the whole breakdown. It was sick.
In my life, number one. And I can't tell you one person I know right now from Savannah. I couldn't tell you. If you ask me, not one person. Just because, you know how they do. So in the beginning, it starts off with, in the 80s, 90s, sex, money, murder, and they go into the gang. It's like, anything that got to do with them 3 letters, SMM, they want to throw me in there. And I'm telling y'all, I'm walking a straight line. I'm walking a fine line, a straight line. I do not commit crime. I do not commit crime. I don't. I go to work and I go home. And this is just really messed up. That now I gotta fight once again with the legal justice system as I'm walking a straight line and thrown into a conspiracy that have murders on it, that I have nothing to do with, people that I don't even know. Then don't even tell me who these people are. Then just black out the whole indictment and then lets me go. Let's talk about that, because I know y'all like to put niggas' names out here. How did Hocus, get let go? I can hear the trolls now. How did Hocus get let go? And he's in an indictment with murders on it, because Hocus ain't got nothing to do with nobody killing nobody. That's how. Hocus really didn't do nothing. I maintain my innocence. I am going to trial. I didn't.
That dude said Hocus is maintaining his innocence. Now, here's the thing, too. Wack was talking about this on Clubhouse. And again, go back and watch the last video. You'll see that Wack is like fucking private eye Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world is the murder victim? Where in the world is the murder case when it comes to this? And he's so invested into it. It's almost like either you have you're related to the victim, or you trying to see this dude catch an indictment. Go back and watch that last video I put up, and you'll see Wack, snitching on the dude from New York. But this is an incredible situation as it continues to grow. And, the fact that the dude's talking about it on Clubhouse is idiotic. You know what I'm saying? That's dumb. But again, these dudes will look for the court of public opinion to free them when the court of justice is where you need to be explaining yourself.
Aspire, I didn't do no fraud. I did not do no fraud. I do everything by the book to me. The textbook. Like, yo, for real. So here go my, if y'all want to stop it, the video and see it. I was let out on an unsecured bond of $25,000, which is a signature bond, which means I didn't have to pay it. Why they let me go? I don't know. They let me go because I ain't do nothing. So they locked me up and they throw me in a conspiracy. So right now, I'm fighting Rico. Well, I'm actually fighting the wire fraud charges, but thrown in a Rico conspiracy. And this is public information. It's going to come out anyway. So I'm putting it out there first, because I don't want y'all to think I'm some hypocrite, right? My voice is my only weapon. I don't want y'all to think I'm some hypocrite really involved in some gang activity, but I'm doing anti-gang shit over here. You know what I mean? I'm doing gang prevention over here. I do not gang bang. I don't. Everybody know this. I'm not in contact with gang members talking gang shit. I'm not texting. I'm not in no gang politics. I go to work and I go home. We are watching modern day. This is modern day with the FBI and J. Edgar Hoover and the Black Panthers and people like Fred Hampton. It's happening right now in our face. Y'all are witnessing it. Y'all see what I'm doing. I'm telling y'all.
Now, calling yourself Fred Hampton and Malcolm X, that might be a little bit of a stretch. I'm not going to lie. That's a little bit of a stretch. I'm not going to lie. I
promise you, I am not a hypocrite. I am not involved in any gang activity. And I'm not saying this so they could think that I'm trying to play it off, or they could think that I'm innocent. I don't do it. And they know it. They know it, because if they investigate me, they know everything that I do. They got my phone taps. Y'all know everything. Y'all see the positive. Y'all see the meetings I have on my team and how we want to make a change, and the plans that we implement and doing, and the nonprofit I just started. And y'all see what I'm doing. It had nothing to do with any gang violence, anything gang activity at all. But you throw me in a Rico with people that I don't know in Savannah, Georgia, just because I live in Georgia? I'm telling y'all I'm innocent. Like, just because the feds charge you with something, don't think that maybe he did something. No, I didn't do nothing. I'm telling you, I didn't do nothing.
But again, bro, you're pleading to Clubhouse. We don't know you. We're not judges. We can't do anything for you. With that being said, if y'all want to catch the rest of this, you know what? Let's listen. Let's see where this goes.
I didn't do nothing. Anyway, man, I'm off this. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop doing my roll calls. I'm not gonna stop helping y'all. I'm not gonna stop doing anti-gang violence. I just ask for that support back from the people, because, I need y'all to rally behind me. I need it. Like, y'all see what I'm up against. And we know the real reason why, someone like me is being attacked. It's the positive stuff that I'm doing. And I got one more thing before I go. It's just I gotta say it. How ironic, it's just how odd is it that it's just one guy.
Glad I kept playing it because he's finna call out Wack right here.
That everybody's beef with ends up with a Rico or inside of a Rico. This one guy that everybody beef with. Y'all know who he is. Now Hocus got a Rico. Or inside of a Rico. This one guy that everybody beef with. Y'all know who he is. Now Hocus got a Rico.
Now, I'm not sure who he's talking about and pertains to beefing with somebody and always getting a RICO, but I do have that 60-plus page indictment that's unsealed, including the names. And according to this indictment, certain SMM members hold a specific rank within the game or within a specific set of line. Specific duties and responsibilities are associated with each rank. Now, the SMM rank structure also includes incarcerated members behind the wall and non-incarcerated members on the street. In many instances, leaderships behind the wall also exerts control over memberships on the streets. Rank structures and responsibilities sometimes vary behind the wall and on the streets, but are typically arranged as follows. Royal Flush, 5 individuals who are founding members of the SMM within nationwide control. Next is the Magnificent 7, which consists of the Royal Flush and 2 additional members. The 2 additional members have nationwide influence over SMM activity, but have less control than the Royal Flush members. Next is CEO, formerly known as Big Guns, the highest ranking members within the state, usually within national recognition. Next is the President, formerly known as High or High, a regional or state level leader with authority over specific lines within a given territory, who reports to higher ranking members. Next is the Vice President, formerly known as Low or Low, a lower ranking regional or state level leader with authority over specific lines within a given territory, who reports to higher ranking members. Next is the General, formerly known as Fifth Floor, a ranking member in charge of a local gang set. Next, 4th through 1st floors, which is local ranking members within a 4th floor being the highest rank and the 1st floor being the lowest rank. Last but not least, Scrap, a SMM member without rank. So now we got a pretty idea on what SMM is. Let's go over some of the crimes alleged in this indictment. According to court documents, in February of 2020, Brian Hopkins and other SMM members intercepted a young victim a few hours after he stepped off his school bus. They drove him to a rural residential neighborhood where Hopkins shot him to death. The victim had reportedly expressed a desire to leave the gang after finding out and accusing Hopkins of having sexual relationship with a minor, a female who actually became pregnant. Now, the sad part about this
the minor pregnant? Barnacles.
Allegation in this indictment is that to lure the victim, his big brother, and the gang, a person he trusted, sent him a text message claiming there was an important gang meeting he needed to attend. Believing this, the victim willingly got into the vehicle, unaware he was being taken to the site of his execution. Now, in this indictment, the victim is identified as Away. His real name is Omar Alexander. He was 18 years old when he was found dead in Rye Patch community. Officials say Omar Alexander's body was found near a private drive off Country Line Road by a passing driver.
Back, the investigation continues into the death of a teenager whose body was found on a driveway in Long County.
The body of 18-year-old Omari Alexander was found near a private drive off County Line Road Monday evening. As the Long County Sheriff's Office and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation look into his death, family and friends are grieving. WTOC's Amanda Ag.
This is incredibly crazy. And again, the dude Hocus is being snitched on by Wack through the whole thing. So this is another very real situation, another very real Rico that somehow Wack 100 is figuring out how to weasel his way into.
Spoke Omari's mom, who says her life will never be the same.
When I go to sleep, I imagine what happened to him.
A nightmare no mother should go through.
I think about him being scared. I wonder whether or not he knew what was about to happen to him.
And thoughts no mother should have.
I realized that, my son is dead.
Day by day, Karan Alexander is slowly learning to accept that her son Omari isn't coming home.
Yesterday, I had to go pick out a casket to bury my 18-year-old son in. Right now, we're putting together programs for my 18-year-old son's funeral.
Now she's left with pictures
He's about 4 there.
and memories of someone who always made her laugh.
Oh my gosh, like, Mari is funny.
Karan describes her son as kind,
At 18, most people of us are just selfish, so it's
but not Omari. Karan says her son had a huge heart.
he walked in the house, you know, my so-and-so staying the night tonight. What?
And that was just Omari. It wasn't hard for him to show love to anyone, especially to his 5-month-old son, Amarion.
He was there for Marion and a lot of the stuff that
Can you imagine having to bury your 18-year-old kid over something so silly? Man.
he was trying to do was because he had him.
Karan saw Omari growing into a man with a bright future, a future taken away too soon.
Whoever did this, like, I don't want to see anybody else's family in my position.
Long County Sheriff's Office has set up an anonymous tip line, and Karan hopes that will help get justice for Omari.
If you know something, say something.
In Hinesville, Amanda Aguilar, WT.
Can you imagine what that mother was going through? Knowing her oldest son was responsible for allegedly luring her youngest son to be killed. Now, within the last 24 hours, she made a statement after finding out about this indictment and the true motive behind why her son was killed. But before we get to that, back in...
All right, man, I'm going to let y'all catch the rest of this. I got to make this phone call. We up out here to the next one. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. Free Avenue Angel Tweets free. We got